5, not sure yet. Kind of about a 6-cent spread, so we're not quite ready to.
Okay, we're going to prep that 170 put. Oh, we're at 150. Well, it was at 150, 151. Now it's at 152, 158. Prep the 170 put on Apple. We want E1 to flatten up there, that red. You see M1 came down into our orange lines. We may not be able to get in if they move that price too much. They're just kind of bouncing it all around. And we tried to get into that 157. They did not fill us. And we don't want to pay more than that right now. So we're going to cancel that buy at 157. We did not get in, but we do not want to pay as they just bounce that price around. We don't want to pay higher than that because it was at 151 when we prepped. So we're going to keep the prep. But again, we tried to get in at 157. It's now trading at 161, 167. And really, we should have gotten in at 157. We're keeping the prep, but see, we would have already grabbed that 10 cents, Joni. That's why it's so important, that pricing. So we keep the prep. We don't have that 157 buy there now. We canceled it. It's at 156, 163. It went to 168. We're going to keep the prep, but we've got to make sure we get a good price with this. It's moving so dramatically. We want it to move in favor. We don't want to buy high. Keep the prep as long as that tick stays under that green line. But we do expect it to bounce around. The price is at 150, 153.
Yeah, we've made some recovery here. You know, we're just going to wait a little bit. I am looking at the 165 strike put. We're not ready to prep it quite yet. And let some of this reset happen. You know, it has gone up. Actually, I'm looking at the 165.50 put. I'm sorry. So I'm looking at this 165.50 strike put.
See, it went to 151. Now it's back at 160. We're watching that pricing very carefully because we don't want to buy it high and then have it flip the other way. Got our prep out there. That tick has to stay under that.
160. No, it keeps jumping up. I'm trying to do the 165 put, but it's one out of the money. So just give me a second here. Let's see if I can figure out which strike price. We can go ahead and do the 165.50 strike put. 165.50 strike put. Go ahead and get that out there for me. Got about a 6-cent spread, so I don't love that. If we don't enter this, if we don't, it's not 5 cents. So I'm just going to keep this out there for a little bit. But what we're looking at here is, I want to see red is high now, so we see that thing come down a little bit. Let's see, breakthrough M1, red cross through blue. If those things happen, we will consider this. Not about a 5-cent spread though, 6-cent spread. Don't love that. That's going to have to come in 7-cent spread. So if that doesn't come in, we will not consider this. Even if the tick were to break through M1, if it doesn't come in, we can't consider it. It does continue to make higher highs.
Tony, we got into that at 150. We got out at 159.
Oh wow. Okay.
Those prices. That's what I put on my. It's on my buy and sell. But let me check my fill screen. Hang on.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and cancel this put right now. It's making higher highs. It doesn't mean we won't revisit it, but until the tick comes back down, for right now it's making higher highs. So if we see that come down some, we will consider it. But right now, we need that to adjust. And there's a big, that's a big interesting jump that just happened. You know, let me do that again. I'm sorry, 165.50 strike put, 165.50 strike put, still has a 6-cent spread. So we're watching this pretty closely here.
Okay, we got in at 150, out at 159. Let me get the return on that. And then I'm gonna leave my lines where they are. We'll talk about it. That was 6%. And that tick, it was 6% return on that APPL trade. One out, bought at 150, out at 159. And that tick, I'm leaving my lines where they are because you can see we were watching that price very closely. We first tried to get it at 157. It went to 168. We saw it hit that 150 a couple times, and we would see it immediately go back down to 159, 158, 160, and that tick was remaining under this orange line, which you can see that high that was created about 933, and then it was remaining under. So we knew this was still a good prep.
Right, so here's what I'm looking. In 1 second,